Hello everybody, it is Wednesday here on The Many Shades of Gay. I'm your host, this fine and motherfucking fabulous Wednesday. My name is what the fuck are you doing? This week's topic. I want to discuss something that is very close to my heart, and that is the stigma related to homeless people, especially LGBTQ youth that are homeless. Because growing up, I was stigmatized by society. People asserted that I was a drug addict, that I was, I had a criminal element to my life, and therefore that is why I was on the street. They did not ever take the opportunity to actually ask me why. They just assumed, which is such a detriment to our society and shows how our society truly does not care about truth. They just want to assert something, conjure something up, even if it's completely illusional, and they'll believe it. And they'll attach that to the word truth. Now, the reason I got kicked out of my house is because, pretty much to put it in the most simplistic form, my family was a Christian fundamentalist hardline family, and they did not want a gay son. So they subsequently booted me the fuck out of their lives and out of their house. And at 14, I had to, I got schooled in the reality and the school of hard knocks by living on the streets. And which, really looking back, being homeless really made me into the person who I am today. Yes, it was hard. It had its up and downs. It had its highs and its lows, but I actually realized, looking back now, that living on the street makes you, at least for me, it made me more humble. Because a lot of people don't know what it's like to truly have nothing. Americans have become, people in general have become so complacent with overconsumption and materialistic items that it's somewhat, to me, just pathetic and sad. And I think that's why society imposes these stigmas on LGBTQ youth that are homeless, that they're drug addicts, that they're criminals, that they're dirty, that they're lazy. That is not the case. A lot of the homeless kids that I met, that I ran into while I was traveling when I was younger, when I was first out on the streets, the few that I did run into that happened to be gay were out on the streets because their families kicked them out. This became more noticeable once I got into Salt Lake City, Utah, the home of the LDS Church. There is a huge amount, there is a huge amount of homeless LGBTQ youth that occupy those streets even during the winter months. And in Salt Lake City during the winter, it gets deathly cold. I mean deathly. You can actually die and freeze to death in that city in the winter. And we have youth out on the streets in that city that are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, pansexual, gender bending, living in vacant buildings and shacks and park benches. You get the idea. Not because they're drug addicts, not because they're alcoholics, not because of anything more than something that they cannot change about themselves, i.e. their sexuality. Their families kicked them out and have subjected them to the possibility of death at a young age. Being kicked out in Salt Lake City, Utah during the winter months. I don't know how you can call yourself a Christian when you kick out your own son to the street simply because of one thing he cannot change about himself. But I truly do believe that there are Christians out there who are true Christians, who actually practice the Bible and not a perversion of it. Because the Bible sure as hell would not support, nor does it directly say that if you have a member of your family who happens to be gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or homosexual, to kick them out and disown them. The stigmatization of our society when it comes to LGBTQ homeless youth is appalling and disgusting, and is a testament to how ignorant people still are today. And I am ashamed of this. I'm ashamed that humans still stigmatize the most vulnerable of our society simply because of something that they cannot change about themselves. It sickens me to see a family kick out their own son or daughter simply because of something that they cannot change about themselves, and the family still has the gall to call themselves Christians. You are not Christian if you disown or kick out your own child. You are a bastard. You are a motherfucking asshole. You sure as hell ain't a Christian. Real Christians don't kick out their own blood to the streets when they're teenagers and when they're vulnerable. Only assholes and bastards do that. And I'm pretty sure Jesus, if he does exist, because I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God, but hypothetically if I was a Christian and I actually met someone who did kick out their son for being gay, I'm pretty sure Jesus would be pissed off at you. I'm pretty sure Jesus will be looking down from heaven going, "You dumb motherfucker. Why the fuck did you do that? That's not in the fucking Bible. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop using my fucking name as if you're a fucking Christian. You're a dumb bitch. Oh, look, you took my words out of context again. Oh, look. Look at these crazy motherfuckers." You get what I'm saying? You understand that? This topic is hard for me. And that's why I'm kind of being a little bit comical and, satirical about it. Because in reality, I was subjected to all the stigmatization, and it really sucked. It was horrible. And I wish more Americans would actually realize that LGBTQ youth that are homeless have a higher rate of committing suicide. They have a higher rate of being sexually exploited and molested. They are vulnerable to murder, prostitution. But people don't care about that. They don't give a flying fuck about that. All they care about is stigmatizing them. And that, to me, is pathetic. When you have nothing else better to do than stigmatize those in our society that are the most vulnerable and going through a hardship that most Americans will never experience. But I guess ignorance is bliss. And a lot of Americans really do live by that. Because I guess what they don't understand and what they don't know don't hurt them. And if that's your mentality going through life, that's very sad. Anyway. Until next Wednesday. Oh, really quick before closing, sorry. Sunday is May 1st, May Day. Global Day of Action. I encourage you, if there is a May Day event, rally, march in your town, city, wherever, state, please go out and attend the event. I encourage you. I will post a link down below explaining what May Day is for everybody who does not know what May Day is about. On that note, now that I'm officially done, woot. Take care, goodbye. I will see you all next motherfucking Wednesday. And have a great weekend, and hopefully you're doing something fun. Anyway, take care. Bye.